Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, rocking it solo once again. And there's been all kinds of news today in the NFL world. Aaron Rodgers signed to a massive deal, and also obviously the huge trade of Russell Wilson to Denver. We're going to talk about how that impacts the Minnesota Vikings. Before we do, be sure to subscribe and like the vids. We are just under 200 to go. We reached 6,000. Cannot wait for that. So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers first, because he's gross and I want to get him out of the way. Earlier in this offseason, we thought Aaron Rodgers might get dealt. Denver was a popular destination. Hell, they went out and signed Nathaniel Hackett. But Aaron Rodgers decides to stay home and continue playing for the Green Bay Packers. It was a 4-year deal, $200 million extension. My God, that is some serious money being thrown at Rodgers. So how does that impact the Vikings? You look at what happened just a week ago. You're looking at the Vikings, you're thinking, hell, if they keep Kirk Cousins, he's the best quarterback in the division if Aaron Rodgers does get dealt. So now with Rodgers here, the Vikings have to face reality. They're not going to win the division this year or probably even the next. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers are making one last push here. So they need to realize that. And I think this opens the door for more of a rebuild to actually happen, not to be a puss or to bow out or anything, but you got to face reality. The Vikings are strapped when it comes to the cap. A lot of aging contracts. This is the time to do a pretty big gutting of the roster, save some money, retool, revamp, and make a push for the division in a couple years. Obviously, what ties into this and the restructuring and the regrouping and the gutting of this roster, Kirk Cousins. What are you doing with him? He is the big chunk of money, $45 million cap hit. Russell Wilson gets traded today. What does he get? Well, he gets dealt for 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, Shelby Harris, Noah Fant. I'm forgetting somebody else. I think the Broncos got a 4th-rounder in return. So huge deal for Russell Wilson. Absolutely huge. The Vikings aren't going to get anything close to that for Kirk Cousins. But if you could get a 1st and a 3rd, a 1st and a 4th, a 1st and a player, that would make it more than worth it. I don't think the Vikings are going to go out there and they should go out there and tell everybody Kirk Cousins is for sale. You got a plethora of teams who need a quarterback. Colts, the Commanders, which is still weird to say, the Steelers, the Bucks, the Saints, just to name a few. Look at the Colts, and the Commanders have already made it known that they want a quarterback. They want an upgrade at quarterback. Bring Kirk home, guys. Bring Kirk home. Supposedly they had a pretty sweet deal on the table for Russell Wilson, but the Seahawks did not want to trade him in the division or in the conference. Drew Lock was that last piece of the puzzle for the Seahawks deal with Russell Wilson. So Rodgers staying in the division, that means you're probably better off just restructuring now. You're not going to win the division. Russell Wilson getting traded opens the door for Kirk Cousins trade. He's now the best quarterback available. See what you can get. I'd rather get something for Kirk Cousins now than to have him here next year and then to lose him next year to some other team that's willing to overpay. See what you can get. Try to move him. The window is open. The time is now, Vikings. Make it happen. Let's get some picks. Let's get some picks in return. All right, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Does the Rodgers the Rodgers deal affect the Vikings and how they should approach the offseason? And Russell Wilson trade, open the door for Kirk Cousins. What would you get for Kirk Cousins? What would you give for him? What would you take if you were offered for Kirk Cousins? Let me know. And always, guys, keep your skull in your hole.